I am so hyped for Project Hail Mary. Y'all know I am so excited for this film. It's one of my most highly anticipated films in a year that still includes like Dune Messiah and everything. I am so hyped for this particular story, and I think it's going to be a cinematic experience to remember. It's got everything for me personally. Got the hard sci-fi, but that's accessible, and I'm sure it's stunning imagery, likable characters, great themes, universal themes, and it's going to look amazing. I think it's going to really have that broad appeal too. It's not alienating in any way because it's definitely accessible for general audiences. So this is actually the first official poster for the film. They just released this. So Ryan Gosling, from the New York Times bestselling author of The Martian, Project Hail Mary, Academy Award-winning creators of the Spider-Verse franchise. And here's something interesting as well. It does say that it is only in theaters March 20th, 2026, filmed for IMAX. Definitely going to see this in IMAX. But that's interesting because there has been some rumors swirling that because the early reactions to the test screenings, these early test screenings that they've done, people were just marveling at how advanced the film looked, like what advanced stage the VFX looked, and that it was pretty much primed and ready to go pretty soon, actually. And there was rumors that they were trying to push for a December 2025 to release it then during the holiday season and maybe capitalize on that prime window for awards recognition. But the poster does here confirm that it is keeping with that date that they've already announced, March 20th. And I think it could still do well in that release window. Dune Part 2 was released then. I mean, initially they were going to have a November, December release-ish around there. They changed it so many times. But then they had to delay it again to March, and March it did do very well. So I think if it was sufficiently marketed and had that hyped up campaign, I think it could still do well in that release window. And March, like that early window, there's not a lot of things that come out, I think, that have that broad audience appeal. Usually there's films that are indie productions, rated R films. So I think this might actually be good. There could be a silver lining there, that there is something with such mass appeal. And I'm sure theaters will be happy to kind of spread out the year with these kinds of cinematic events. And it likely just won't have any competition in this release window. But we'll see, because actually another bit of information that was just released was that the trailer will release on Monday, June 30th. A full trailer, and apparently it's supposed to be almost 3 minutes. Super excited. I can't wait. I wonder if it's going to be similar to what was shown at the recent CinemaCon. It likely will be different. I'm super curious to see how they're going to market this right out of the gate. I know in the CinemaCon footage, they definitely included some spoilery information. And if you've been tracking it along with me, and if you're familiar with the story, you know what I'm talking about, the big reveal. So I do wonder, to what extent are they going to reveal about the story? I really am mixed about what they should reveal about it at this early stage. At the one hand, they want to pique audience interest. And on the other hand, it's such a shocking moment and development in the story when the big reveal happens. If you just save that for your experience in the theater, I think that would be just so delicious. I don't think it would spoil too much if you think about it, but I would just read the book is my recommendation for it. Read the book first. I think it's probably the best way to experience the story, obviously, because that's how it originated. But I think as far as the story beats goes and the surprises, the revelations, and the audiobook, I can't recommend it enough. It is just as amazing to listen to that. It really brings the story to life, the characters to life, and I'm very mixed about what they should show in the trailer, but if it's almost 3 minutes, I don't know how they can avoid it, and I think it definitely will pique a lot of general audience interest to get at least a sense of the story. And so much happens after that initial reveal. I think it's going to be good because the story is amazing. I think it's going to be a fun cinematic experience. How it compares, though, to the book, that's going to be the thing. I'm sure there's going to be lots of little things that might not make it in. So that's why, again, I think you should just read the book first. You definitely get a better sense of the stakes, especially on Earth, I believe. They'll probably cut out a lot of stuff that happens on Earth. But yeah, it's a great poster, by the way. I like that they're keeping the font from the book. I love the visuals here. It definitely looks exciting and bright and colorful. It's a really cool poster. Yeah, I think we can confidently state what he's tethered to is the Hail Mary. So stay tuned. Super excited. Lots of exciting things to look forward to.